Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to go out for a drive with the Ferrari Club of America in California.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and well, we have some rental cars from Turo, some Porsches, and I rented a Lotus because that's a car I would never ever buy, and I thought, you know, I just want to try one. And so we'll talk about that Lotus during this drive, but actually the reason we're out here is because we had some amazing viewers of the channel invite us to come out to this drive. Specifically, we wanted to have Tim come out and do it. So if you didn't know, our friend Tim was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. We're not going to talk about that a whole lot. We're just going to try and have one hell of a good day today. While we're waiting to get going, I thought I'd show you the rental cars that we have. So we have a Boxster, and this one is actually a manual. Yes. We have the manual Boxster, which is pretty awesome. And then, of course, we have the Lotus Evora 400, which I have to say sounds really good for a V6. I normally don't like the sounds of V6s, and this sounds really good. It's got a pretty good amount of power. I am surprised at how good this car is, but, well, the interior is kind of a joke. So, I mean, it definitely lives up to the Lotus thing where it's like, yeah, the quality is just not there. But super, super fun. Again, would never own it. Amazing to rent. And then we have another Boxster right here, and Carrie is getting his camera set up. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
All right, YouTube, we are on the way to the driving event. We met up with some other Ferrari fans and supercar fans, and Tim is driving an 812 Superfast right now. So Brian, the guy who helped arrange this, is letting Tim drive his 812. Unreal, unreal. I'm gonna move over so maybe you can see it. Woo, yeah! All right, we are at the FCA event. It's gonna be a windy day, so I'm gonna apologize now, but there's a whole lot of Ferraris here, so we're gonna have to take a look around. Oh yeah, F8, 348, 430, 360. I can't see. Oh, is that a 48 or an F8? I can't tell yet. Oh, is that? Oh, Challenge Stradale. Oh, Challenge Stradale. Oh yeah.
It's real, it's okay.
Yeah, this is some legit shit right here.
I'm dead serious. This is one of the better looking rear ends that Ferrari's ever made. I've said that before.
No, it is. That Challenge grill looks sick.
You must be there.
I am. What do you guys think of that stripe? I think it looks pretty good. I like that. Ooh, nice. Speciale in the 360. And then, you know, just chilling a LaFerrari. You know, because, yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh. Good Lord. Just never gets old seeing these. Not one, but two TDFs. Yeah, that'll do. Pista Spider, 458, another Pista, 430, F8. God, we got quite the lineup. Getting all the signatures. So how was the 812?
Oh my God, thing has just ridiculous power. You stab it, you're like $120 in Mexico.
In Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not California.
56 miles an hour in California.
We would never do that in California.
No.
Yeah, it's just so linear. It just pulls like a freight train.
How was the handling?
It feels a lot smaller than it is.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I think that is probably the ultimate GT car.
Yeah.
I mean, you could climb in that thing and cruise cross country, you know, 150 all day long, and it wouldn't miss a beat.
We are now on the route. Tim is riding in the 812, so I guess what I'm gonna do is just take this opportunity to talk about the Lotus and why I'm really happy to rent this car and would definitely not want to buy this car. So the fascinating thing about the Lotus is that the interior is, well, it's kind of lacking. It's not bad materials, like the leather actually feels pretty good, but there's a lot of plastic in here. It has a lot of creaks and cricks. The thing that kind of surprised me is it's softer than I would have expected. I thought for sure a Lotus is gonna be like really jarring, really stiff, and actually it's kind of soft. The sound is excellent, I have to say. This thing sounds really good. The handling is kind of, like I said, just not as good as I would have expected. Yeah, it's a little bit noisy, a little bit lacking in feedback in the steering wheel. So I'm also surprised the steering is a little too light for my taste. Kind of slow. Maybe it's just got a little bit of a dead spot in the center. Yeah, just, I mean, again, this is a rental, so who knows how badly this thing's been beat up. It's hard to say if this is what, you know, like a good example of this car would be like, oh, this is quite bouncy right here. It does sound really good above 5,000 RPMs. It's got really tall gears. I don't know why they put such tall gears in this thing, but it feels unnecessarily tall. My assumption is that they're putting such tall gears because they want you to just be in second and third gear pretty much most of the time on the track. So I'm in second gear right now. Hit a rock. This is a really fun car. But here's my problem with it is brand new, these things are like $100,000. That's tough. Assuming I'm guessing right that you can buy them for like, let's say 60 grand. Okay, that starts to become really interesting now. I would not be opposed to that. 60 grand for this car. Yeah, this is pretty fun. Now, of course, how reliable is it? How hard is it to get parts? That I don't know. The one major complaint, this is the automatic transmission, not the manual, and the transmission is horrible. It's so slow. It shifts so slowly. It just is sluggish. Surprisingly, the downshifts are not that bad, but some of the upshifts are just, you know, just like takes its sweet time. You could write a novel in the time it takes to shift. It just really disappointing. I bet this car is so much more fun in a manual. I almost wish they had a DCT in it. I bet it'd be interesting to try that, but it's not really Lotus's thing, I guess. It's more about the driving experience. But it's strange that they went with an actual automatic transmission. It's just not good. It's just bad. I just gotta be a little careful with those all seasons in the rear. I can't push it too hard, it'll get a little loose. The exhaust button, you really need to have this thing open with the exhaust. When you close the exhaust, it just, listen, nothing. It's boring. Yeah, we need to be able to hear that exhaust. It does not have a whole lot of torque. When the supercharger gets wound up, it does pull pretty decently. It does pull fairly linear, so I have to say that part of it's really easy to control. Another complaint I have, the throttle pedal. It's like, it travels like 2 feet. To get that thing matted, you gotta like move your whole body into it. It's crazy. And then the brakes are just maybe marginally underpowered for this car. I mean, it is 400 horsepower. Surprisingly enough, even though it is such a small car, it's actually fairly spacious in here. I think it's probably because there's 2 rear seats, which are a complete joke. Why, Lotus? Just don't. The other interesting thing was the pedal box is actually fairly sizable. I can fit my leg in there, I can fit my foot in there, I actually have some room. So it's not bad. There's like some sort of thing making noise. I think maybe a wheel bearing or something just clicking away out there. Again, it's a rental, man. This thing's probably been flogged. I have no idea. If you're me and you're gonna buy one of these things, I just feel like the depreciation risk is way too high. The risk of maintenance bills on this being high scares me. I just, ugh. Another shocking thing to me was like, this is supposed to be a track-oriented car, but it's only got a tachometer and speedometer. There's no gauges. There's a tire pressure thing you can toggle in the little computer screen, but there's no coolant, no oil pressure, no oil temperature, none of that. It helps you if if you see it going up a little bit, you might change your driving style to accommodate different conditions. I mean, still good enough to bring a smile to my face and keep me very entertained out here in the hills. So, yeah. I'm glad I got to try this. It is a good car. I'm not going to say it's not, and I'm not going to say you shouldn't buy one, but it's just not for me. It's just not really my style. I wish I had just a little more torque. Maybe if it revved a little faster. You know, if it had slightly shorter gears, a better transmission, and a little more torque. I can't complain about the steering. I mean, it's fine. It's not the best I've had, but it's definitely not the worst. The body roll in the car is pretty reasonable. It's pretty planted. I feel stable. I don't feel like I'm gonna get squirrely. I don't feel like stabbing the gas pedal is gonna cause me to get scary. You know, some of these Ferraris just have so much power. You stab the gas, it's like, ugh! Now we're having some fun. Got around one of the slower people in our group, which I'm not giving people shade. I'm just saying, like, if you're in these groups, you're slower, just let people go by. It's no big deal. No one's a beat hurt over it. I got two F430s in front of me. I'm hanging with them really fine. You know, they can out accelerate me just a little, not a tremendous amount. They clearly can outclass me in the corner a little bit, but not bad. I mean, this is doing good. You know, so if this is able to hang with the F430, that's pretty substantial. That's a pretty good marker. And obviously right now those are way more expensive than this in the current market. I've been in this car for a couple hours today, and we drove it quite a bit yesterday, and it never was really uncomfortable. Even though it's kind of a small cabin and the seats aren't like the best, it's completely tolerable. I could probably do a reasonably long road trip in this. I don't know that I would want to go on like a 12-hour road trip, you know, 6 hours, yeah, it's probably about the limit, which is pretty good for a car that can handle like this and have this much fun, so that's about right. And it is fun. I'm enjoying this. I'm super happy I rented it. Oh, now we're back into the fun stuff. It's fun. It's not awesome, but it's fun. It's got some pops on upshifts and downshifts. It's kind of cool. You know, it gives it a little personality. Another thing I'm noticing is that there is like zero engine braking. It does not decelerate the car very hard at all. You really got to use the brakes a lot. I am used to these Ferraris where if you let off the gas and they engine brake super hard, which is fantastic on a day like today. You barely have to use your brakes, but I'm using my brakes a lot. And again, I think it's because of the tall gearing. It's just not geared correctly. I love the styling. It looks fantastic. It's really an attractive car. One other advantage of this car is I would assume consumables are much cheaper. So tires for this car are probably way cheaper than it is on a Ferrari. Much smaller wheels, much smaller tires, period. I have to assume that the brakes, like brake pads and brake rotors, are probably a lot cheaper.
Oh, there it is, the LaFerrari. That's awesome. Oh, listen to that. Oh, that's epic. Sweet. All right, YouTube, we made it. It is windy, so I'm apologize now for the sound, but somewhere around 50-ish Ferraris, and then us, the turds in the punch bowl, and a couple of Porsches and a Lotus, yes. So, and I even saw a Corvette, so I guess we weren't the only ones wrecking the Ferrari party, but we're gonna grab some lunch.
So, Officer Helm here on the case, not a real officer, don't want to be accused of impersonating. I go, oh, what's this? It's Benadryl. He's like, I swear I didn't know that was in there. And I'm like, yeah, you feel like a hypocrite now all the times you arrested people for that, huh?
No, because I know they're lying.
So are you lying? Is that what you're telling me? I didn't catch you this time, Purcell. But next time I'm going to get you.
No, Parcel.
Now you got to give me the speech though. You have to win every time. I only have to win once. Oh. Your day will come.
Yeah, I gotta give him something.
You gotta plant
These
some
rubber bullets, huh?
jar bullets.
butt plugs.
Yeah, just
What's this?
You planted it.
all right. So we were trying to find out how do you pop the front of this car. Well, turns out it's under the passenger side and it pushes forward, not backwards. And yeah, that's all you get. This is it.
Dude, I like how they
washer fluid
Like
and brake fluid.
they didn't make a washer fluid container that was specific to the car. It looked like they found another one and was like, oh, we'll just put a rubber hose on it to make it fit right here.
Yeah, that's about right.
They couldn't be bothered to actually.
Ooh, look at, there's a panel here. It's got something under it.
And they didn't even bother like hiding the plug. They just zip tied it right here. They didn't even snip it all the way. They're savages.
It's like 3/4 assed. It's not half assed. What you doing over there?
Nothing? If you post that, you have to block Janelle.
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
I don't know that you're doing bad things that your wife would disapprove of.
It's Finn's fault. I don't want to do it.
He made you.
He's making me do it. He's got me wrapped around his finger. See, now they're both doing it.
I'm locked and loaded.
I think you're both dumb. You want the counter opinion? You guys are idiots.
Thank you, Dad. Well, I love you too.
You're welcome.
Never done anything this dumb.
I'm not saying that at all. No, I do dumb shit every day.
You've learned your lesson?
No, I just think this particular thing's dumb.
Dude, it's a freaking.
You're not supposed to say that.
Oh!
Oh,
Edit!
I'll quack it out.
it's a quack. Quack.
It's
We told him that we were part of your crew, and actually, I think the price went up.
Yeah, because I hate that stuff.
Petrolheads Anonymous has got his commission on top.
Wait, really?
You know it.
Oh, that bastard.
You won't admit it, but you know he's making money off of it.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
You're supposed to lowball this shit.
He won't.
Why
He's
not?
afraid he's gonna lose his connection.
Yeah.
It makes her mad.
Yeah, right?
You said the thing you're not supposed to say.
Oh, quack that.
I'll quack it again.
All right.
You guys are making my editing job really difficult today. Well, I'm sitting here bored while we wait for other things to happen. I'm gonna show you the glorious, not so glorious interior of this Lotus. Well, it's got a decent amount of leather, but there's a lot of plastic. That's all plastic. I noticed that like the shift pedals, they wiggle. Super simple steering wheel. Not a whole lot of bells and whistles. Center control stack, it's pretty basic. I mean, you got knobs and that's about it. Oh, it's got the old school engine start stop where you have to unlock it before you can disable the stupid mobilizer. All right, well, we made it home and we've kind of concluded a few things about the Lotus Evora 400, which is, I know everyone's like, oh, Lotuses, they're so good at handling, they're like go-karts, and this one does not feel like a go-kart. It feels like a real car, but it's still just kind of built poorly. The biggest frustrating thing for me, besides the transmission, was also that it felt like bumps in the road really disrupted the suspension. It just did not feel stable on bumpy roads. It's not that it was too stiff, it's like it would just kind of start wobbling the car, even in race mode. Bumps really agitated the car and you had to kind of fight it and work the car to keep it planted. Those Porsches probably did way better on that sort of stuff than this. Basically, for $100,000, I looked it up and online or on used ones. These are still all above 60,000. They're in the 80s and 70s and 90s. Yeah, there's no way I would pay this much money for one of these cars. Just no way. In my opinion, absolutely not worth that much money. So find something else. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. So we are concluding our visit to California. A huge thanks to the Ferrari Club of America, all the people that helped us organize this, to Brian, to Haig, and everyone else who we met. It was tremendous. It was awesome. We had just an amazing time. So thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And of course, go visit normalguyssupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services for your car. Use the code NGS10. It'll hook you up with 10% off almost everything we sell. We'll be back in Austin doing some more cool car stuff, so you're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.